Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Tuckered Mama Podcast. I'm your host, Sammy Collins, and today we're going to do another mom spotlight moment. In one of my segments that I've been doing, I'm really excited to share with you today. Today's conversation is going to be really relatable and an honest one, especially for moms navigating postpartum, identity shifts, mental health, trying to find themselves again after becoming a parent. Today, I'm joined by a fellow local mom over here in Tucker who's going to share with us openly her journey through postpartum anxiety and depression, raising a 3-year-old through all of it, moving from Decatur to Tucker, and how her personal wellness journey eventually led her into helping other women with something so important like pouring yourself back into yourself and their health and their confidence through Shakely. So, what I love most about this conversation today is that it's not just going to be about weight loss and wellness. That's really important, but it's also about motherhood and healing and learning to find yourself again, give yourself grace during these hard seasons. So, if you're currently in the thick of postpartum, chasing a toddler around the house, maybe both, trying to prioritize yourself again, simply needing that encouragement from another mom who gets it, I think this episode is really going to resonate with you guys. So let's jump in real quick and let's welcome Anna Wood. Hi, Anna. How are you?
Hi. I am good. My name is Anna. I'm honored to be here. This is such an awesome opportunity for me. I am a stay-at-home mom. I am wife to Ted and mom to Wyatt, who is 3.5. Wyatt is in preschool 5 days a week, which it has not always been the case, but it is now. And when he's not in school, we love going to the playground, being outside. We love gardening. We've kind of turned our Tucker house into kind of this like gardening compound thing, which has been a really cool adventure for us. And then we love biking, and I love playing tennis. I'm on my neighborhood tennis team. And then motherhood in this season is really about a balance of keeping up with him and slowing down at the same time. So, like, his little body and mind is growing and changing and moving at such a fast rate. I'm trying to keep up, but I'm also trying to savor it too. So, he's like moving and changing so fast that I'm trying to keep up with him and trying to savor it before he gets to be like a big kid. So that's just kind of where I am in motherhood right now.
Yes, I love it. We love gardening too. Like, what's your favorite? Are you doing like produce too, or just like flowers and plants, or?
Yeah, we actually we got a Facebook Marketplace deal. This lady was selling, giving away her raised garden beds on Facebook Marketplace. So we went and got a bunch of like 4x8 garden beds, and we just started planting vegetables in the garden beds. We had a big soil delivery. So we're doing tomatoes this season. We're doing sweet potatoes, peppers, eggplant, and it is slow starting, but I have high hopes. So we'll see what ends up producing this year. But yeah.
Gardening is such a learning curve. Like every day it's like, okay, this didn't work. Let's try this over here. I have blueberries. We've done strawberries. We've done raspberries, blackberries, but I don't do the berries so much anymore. I just have my blueberry bushes now. And then I've got a grapevine also, but it's slowly taken, like, I've got to like trellis it and make it like actually do its thing. But yeah, gardening is a whole nother like ball game. It's so fun to learn about, but you got to have patience.
And the kids love it. I mean, watering, they can do little helpful little tasks, and it's great.
And anything to like get them outside, even if my kids are not participating in it, they're outside like exploring and doing their own thing. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to be over here like pruning my roses. Y'all go do whatever you're going to do.
All good.
Cool. Well, I didn't realize that your son I didn't realize he was in daycare 5 days a week. Is that really helpful to you? Like, I just started my daughter and she does 3 days, which I didn't know that like daycares line up with school years. So we started her in March and they're like, okay, school's out in May. And I was like, wait, what? What just happened? So we just started her, and I'm glad we started because she kind of got like a taste for it. And then she's doing a couple summer camps. But that was like such a big shift for me to like actually clean the house and get things done and like work on my podcast and work on interviewing people. So has that helped you? Like, when did you guys start Wyatt?
We started 3 days a week, the last school year. So 2020. So he went last year, 3 days a week. And then this past school year, we did the 5 days. We upped it to 5 days. And it has made such a big difference in the balance of our family. It's probably not for everyone, 5 days a week. But I can say for us, we just thrive on the routine of just every day being very similar as far as we get up, we go to school, it's predictable, it's social interaction for him. I'm able to get my business stuff done, my housework done, my wellness stuff done. And then I pick him up at 1 or 2 o'clock. And then we're still able to do mom and Wyatt stuff in the
Yeah.
afternoon.
Like there's so
And
much
then daddy gets
time still
home.
left in the
And
day.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. So it's the kind of the best of both worlds for our family.
That's how I felt too. I felt so guilty. Like, I have 2 kids. So my 15-month-old, like I had no time to give to him because my 3-year-old was so attention seeking and needing and demanding. And I was like, okay, how am I supposed to give him attention and get housework done and like all the things and balance all of it? So once she started going, I'm like, okay, let me get everything I can done, like my one-on-one time with him and my, housework. And then it's like Mama and Lacey time whenever I pick her up. And it's just, yeah, it's gotten better. I mean, I'm not quite ready to send my 15-month-old yet, but once he hits
Sure.
around that 2.5 age range, I think I'll be like, okay, you can go to now.
Yeah, it's definitely has its place, at least for us, for sure.
All right. So, guys, we have some questions, or I have some questions that I wanted to run by Anna and like get to know her a little bit. So she kind of told us a little bit about her family and what the season of motherhood looks like for her right now. So what has been your favorite thing about being a boy mom to a 3-year-old? Like, did you always want a boy? Were you guys planning to have children? Like, when did you get married? Tell us all about yourself.
All the things. So we got married in 2013, so that feels like a long time ago now. So we always wanted children. My husband is like the financial planner guy. So like we always wanted to be very financially prepared before we had kids. So that was our vision. So we wanted to have our ducks in a row. So we waited 9 years before we had kids. That was just our thing, our choice. So we moved a couple times. We had job changes. We had our 20s. We had all the things done before we had kids. And when we had Wyatt, I think it was like we were so I felt we were so ready that it almost made certain things so much sweeter, but it made certain things harder, in my opinion. So I'll go into that. Like, I think since I had wanted to be a mom my whole life, I think I had built this up to be a certain picture in my mind to where it was like it lived up to it in so many respects, but in certain things it was completely opposite. It was messy, it was imperfect, it was not, the perfect blue stroller and the bibs and the monogrammed outfits. Like there was spit up on stuff and there was, it was messy. And me being a perfectionist, I was thought I was ready for that. And I just wasn't. Like, I just wasn't. People can prepare you all day long for your first child. And until they get there, you just really haven't been there yet. And I think when he got there, I was so ready, but I wasn't. And I think one of my favorite things about being a boy mom, I'll get to that, but like, he's so verbal. He's so verbal.
Okay.
Right now you can have a conversation with him. Like, he has the funniest things to say. The stories to tell, he'll come up with something like, I'm trying to think. I can't even think right now, but like, the things he says come out of left field. And they're super funny. And he's also very intuitive. So he'll call you on, are you like, Mom, are you sad? Or Mommy, are you feeling frustrated right now? And I know that comes from stuff that like I would say to him, but to have it reflected back at me is like super, almost endearing, I guess. Just,
Yeah.
it's cool. It's like, there's this little body and he's saying things that like an adult would say to me. And it's just like, wow, like, we made that. Like, that is really
Yeah.
cool. And
That makes
it's
you
just
feel
allowed
good
us
as
as a
a mom.
family. Yeah. It's just
It makes you
allowed us
feel
as
good.
a family to grow up being open about emotions. And he's just the coolest little kid.
Yeah, I mean, stuff like that. I hear my daughter saying stuff back to me, like, that I've said to her, and I'm like, she learned that from me, and now she's like putting it into play and like practice, and I'm like, oh wow, like, my stuff is rubbing off on you. Maybe the stuff I really want you to do, you'll listen and do it.
It can go both ways, but it's super rewarding. Yeah.
Yes. All right. So I had a girl first, and she's so chatty too. Like, she just talks. And my son, I don't think he's 15 months and he says maybe like 10 words. And she was talking away at like 12, 13 months, just blabbing. And I'm like, he's a little bit behind. I don't think he gets a chance to say anything because she's so like speaking for him and running all over him.
Yeah.
All right, so you moved from Decatur over to Tucker. So tell us why that was the move. Like, was it a job? Like you guys said that I really like that you guys were financially planning because it is a lot. And my husband is like that too. I mean, I've known several families like in generations before me that like my parents were like, okay, we're going to plan before we have any kids. And like my God family, same thing. Like, and that's so, so helpful. And I think we did too, but like we got married in 2022. And then I was like getting to my later 30s and I was like, okay, I think we can go ahead and start trying now. But my sister, who is barely 21, 22, already is married and have a kid. And she lives in Oklahoma. So I feel like it's a different kind of culture maybe out there a little bit. Like they just kind of start a lot younger, maybe just being in the country, and who knows. But I think it's so different when you have lived a little bit of your life before you have kids and not so young. And there's different, that's a whole nother like episode, I think. But what made
Yeah.
you
I
go
mean, I
from
think,
Decatur?
well, so we moved to Decatur, for Ted's job. We had originally grown up in Marietta, and he got a job in Midtown. So we knew that Marietta was way too far away from Midtown. So we originally moved to Decatur. We were living in a 2-bed, 1-bath house, and which was fine. Like, through the pandemic, it was a little small, but we realized after we had Wyatt that it was getting real small. And but he was still working in Midtown. So we kind of like grew our Zillow bubble, as I call it. Like, we were wanting to have a little bit more space, but not get too far out. And we had friends that lived in Tucker, and we were just getting, good feedback about Tucker, and we decided to look. We have friends that actually longtime friends that live on the same street as us here. And so when this house popped up, we thought it was a little bit too good to be true, but we ended up under contract with this house. And so that kind of signaled our change to Tucker. So that was how we ended up here. But yeah, and it also signaled this big wellness change in me, which we'll get to, I'm sure, in a minute, unless you want me to go into that now. But yeah, it was a big transition for us as a family.
Yeah, I love that like you found a community here and that you connected with people and you already knew people here. Like starting completely over like can be so nerve-wracking, especially with like you're already home so much with a young child, like a baby, and trying to get out, like even in the places like I was still so nervous. I don't think I got out till like 7 months postpartum, like for the first time with my daughter, trying to figure out where to go. Like you don't even know what to do. So I couldn't imagine. So thankful that house popped up for you guys and that it happened to be down the street. Everything lined up how you was supposed to be,
Yeah. I mean, it really did line up. The stars were aligned there. It did.
Yeah, that's so funny. Your husband works downtown. My husband does too. He works right next to Grady High School, but now it's, Midtown High over by the Beltline. So I don't know what part of Midtown your husband's in, but I'm sure they sit in the same traffic every day.
Traffic, yeah. He luckily took a job in February where he works from home now, but yeah, he used to work at Pont City Market, but still the same commute. The commute was a little rough, but it's good. All good.
Oh man, see, even more stuff is lining up for you and your family. Like everything happens for a reason. I'm a hard believer in that.
Does.
So
Me too.
tell me a little bit about, like, you just mentioned your wellness journey, like postpartum anxiety and depression, like that just feels so isolating. And like, it took forever for me, myself at 7 months to even get out. And what was that season personally like for you? And I just want to say thank you too for coming on here and even talking about this. Like, I put a post out this past week that said, hey guys, I'm looking for someone who's a professional in this field to come on my podcast and talk to us about this. And hey, by the way, if you are someone who has gone through postpartum depression or anxiety and you'd like to come on and share your story, I'd love to hear how you overcame all of that. You had already reached, like, you literally read my mind and were already reaching out. So I was so thankful that happened. And then I was like, you know what, maybe there's more people out there that want to share. And you would not believe, like, it kind of broke my heart. There were 512 views on that post. I checked before our episode right now. 2 of those 512 people reached out to me. 2. And not to say that, like, I don't want everybody, if they're not comfortable sharing their journeys to, but like, I just wanted people to know that they aren't alone. And that just made me think, like, how many people are scared to admit that they went through something, when it should be more commonly known that, like, it's okay to say that you had a rough time.
Yeah, it's real. It's real. And that's the thing that I want people to know. I mean, it's like, okay, where do I get started? I think because I stayed at home with him when he was so little, that it amplified the isolation because I didn't have to leave the house. Like, I wasn't working. I didn't have to leave the house. And because when they're so little, it's such an ordeal to leave the house. Like, you've got to get all the gear. You've got to get the diapers. You've got to pack the bag. You've got to get, there's like semi expectation of, do I have to have my hair up or down? Do I have to get the formula in a bottle? Do I have to, like, there's so many like variables to leaving the house. And then it just kind of became a cycle of, the more I don't leave the house, the safer I felt. And that kind of played on itself. So I got into this cycle of not leaving the house, and that really sealed the envelope about the depression. And then I would say the second thing is that crying, especially his crying, would trigger feelings for me. And he did not have bad colic. Like, he did not. I would say there are babies that would have 10 times worse colic. I mean, I would say he didn't have colic at all. But even just crying in general, baby crying, triggered feelings in me of, for example, that may not have been rational at all. In fact, they weren't. I'm going to go ahead and say that. For example, I hear him crying. I would think, I'm a failure, or I can't do this. There's something I'm doing wrong. He's crying because I did something wrong. Or if he had a better mom, he wouldn't be crying. And of course, if you're thinking rationally, or if you're not in a depressive state, or you're not in an anxiety state, you can pull yourself out of that and say, gosh, Anna, that's not true. You know, like that's crazy. Of course he has a great mom. But when you're depressed, or when you're in it, in the thick of it, you can't distinguish that those thoughts aren't real. So you're just thinking, the crying is getting louder, the thoughts are getting louder.
Mm-hmm.
This must be true. So if I continue to not leave the house, you can see how it kind of snowballs into this worse situation. And it's no one's fault.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not my fault. It's not Wyatt's fault. It's not my husband's fault. It's not anyone's fault. It's just biologically, I'm being inundated with hormones.
Mm-hmm.
It is literally just a mom postpartum biological thing. And there are resources. And I think that's kind of the bottom line, is there are ways that people can get help. It's just super hard to ask for it when you're in the thick of it.
I think it's hard to ask for it, but also, like, I feel like our healthcare,
It's hard to access
like, our healthcare and like all of anybody who's involved, like, maybe don't know the signs to look for because they're not, well enough educated on it, or what to look for, because the resources for this education is not so easily available. And people, if you don't do the research yourself as a mom, like, you come out of,
and there are so many barriers.
Yes, and you do, all they do is that 6 week. I feel like I need to give you a virtual hug. Thank you so much for being on here.
Yeah.
And you go to that 6 week, postpartum checkup. And then after that, it's like, all right, have a nice life. See you later. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Nobody comes to check on you. Nobody, like, and your friends might not even, when you're so isolated and you're at home, your friends might not even know what's going on. And especially if you are having kids and your friends aren't, they don't even know, like, what to expect, like, with all the hormonal changes. And okay, she's not leaving the house. Yeah, what are they gonna, they're like, okay, she's not leaving the house because she has a baby. But that's not the case. Like, you need to check on. So I just think more people, I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because I think more people just need to know about this, and like how to check on your friends and all of the things. So looking back now, like, what do you think helped you most during that postpartum season? Like, what kind of brought you out of that? Like, did your husband say, hey, like, I think you need to try something new, or you're acting different, like, I care about you, like, this is not who you are? Like, was he helpful, like your support system there, or it was like your family?
Yeah, I mean, he's always been number one rock solid. I mean, he has always known me probably better than myself in that regard. He's very objective as far as my emotional health goes. So he can see it a little bit before it snowballs. Like, he'll say, I forget how he words it, but like, it's very analytical. Like, I'm a feeler and he's very rational, would I guess be the right word, but more of a thinker than I am. So his wording would be something like, hey, I've observed, that you're, I don't know, maybe not getting out of the house as much as you normally do. Maybe we should check in on how you're feeling, which is a very, very cute, awesome husband way of like saying, check yourself, like what's going on. And honestly, sometimes I don't see that train wreck coming until he says, hey, check it. Is the train going down the tracks? Like, do we need to intervene here? And that is so important to have partner support. And I'm very lucky in that department to have partner support. I would say another thing that helped is we started having like little family meetings. We would have a planned outing each day, whether he was involved in it or if I did it. But I got involved in like a little gymnastics class for Wyatt when he was like 10 months old. It was a little absurd as far as the gymnastics. I mean, it was just like crawling around on the floor, but it was something where it got us out of the house, and I was with other moms, and we were doing something social for 30 minutes a week. Or go to the park, or we had physical therapy at that point that got us out. But I had an outing a day really helped. The grocery store. I had a point in time where I planned to see my mom about once a month. She lives a couple hours away, so that was a really big thing for me. She's a big support for me, so that was a really good thing. The second thing, my husband would take Wyatt for about 30 minutes after he got home from work so I could take a shower. That was huge. He had not been doing that, and it's not any fault on his. It's just I just hadn't been aware of needing that time. And so we planned that in, and that made a huge difference so that I could get a shower in. We started doing we had a sitter on Fridays. When we got to Tucker, we had a sitter, and I think she maybe 2 to 4 hours. It wasn't very long, but I was able to go get my hair done occasionally, once every couple months. I was able to go sit in a quiet parking lot in the car. I mean, whatever I needed to do that Friday, I was able to go physically out of the house without my son, without my husband, and get it done that Friday. And I could plan it. That was, yeah. Eventually preschool kind of came into the situation for Wyatt and I both. But the other big thing was checking in with my friends and my mom via text and phone during the day. I mean, even if it was just sending a goofy picture of something he ate on, with food all over his face, just checking in, or like sending an update to my family in New York, or sending a proof of life or proof of mom in a picture, just checking in with someone new once a day would just a little bit of socialization just helped tremendously. So those are kind of my thoughts there.
I think all of those, I mean, your husband's support, like, they don't want to overstep, but they're also like, okay, you're getting a little crazy like you, and they don't want to say you're crazy, but
no,
they don't want to get in trouble, but they also want to like you, and like say, hey, like you need to take a step. Like even when I'm like in a moment with toddlers, because toddlers are not listening, and he's like, hey, let me handle this. You go take a breath for a second, because I'm like, like about to explode. My steam's coming out. So the support there, and then checking in on your with your family, getting out, like you said. We did gymnastics too. So gymnastics, 7 months for my daughter was the first activity I ever did, and I like joke about it all the time. She's still like one of my really good friends now, but like I remember calling my husband in the car ride after the second week, because we had signed up at this point. The second week, she texts me, or I called my husband, and she invited me out to lunch after. She's like, hey, do you like want to hang out sometime and like go get some lunch? And I was like, yeah, cool, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, this girl just asked me out. Like, And I called my husband. I'm like, mom just asked me out and I have a friend. And I was so excited, but like getting out of that phase, like going out, like I was nervous to take my daughter anywhere. I didn't know where to take them. Like, because you're not really thinking about that when you're pregnant. You're not thinking about like, where are the mommy and me classes? Where are the free library music classes? You're thinking about like, what kind of mittens and hats are you going to buy them that you don't even use? And it's like,
what color's the crib gonna be? Or
yeah,
like, yeah.
exactly. All these things. And the nursery that you don't even use for months. And it's all of these things. So yeah, I think getting out, being social, and you had like 5 points that I think were so important. Like, and you mentioned earlier in the episode that you joined like tennis. Like, when did tennis come into play? Like,
Yes.
and having that time on
Yes.
Friday nights, like that's so important too. Like I had to, like, it's literally jumping through hoops. I got my hair done yesterday, which is why I look so like ghost like, because it's so fresh. But I got it done yesterday, and it was like jumping through hoops to try to find someone to help me watch my 2 kids. Like, you need that support, you need that village. And luckily I have a friend that was like, oh yeah, and it took 2 hours. That's it. I was like there and back in 2 hours. But finding that me time can be so hard, especially at the beginning. Your shower, oh my gosh, I would go like 4 or 5 days without a shower at the beginning, because it was like, they need me every 5 seconds. They're crying, and you feel that cry. It hits your heart, like that cry for a mom is just so, the thoughts are racing, like you said, all the things. You had some great, great points. And yeah, I think all of that. Like, how did motherhood change like the way that you're viewing health and wellness now? Like, let's talk a little bit about that, like your tennis journey, and kind of like what specific moment made you realize like you want to be yourself again too.
Yeah. So besides the fact that I had gained nearly 100 pounds, I had a new little body to keep up with, and not mine. I mean, my little baby. I was getting on and off the floor, and that was getting increasingly more difficult. And but I think the biggest thing is it was no longer just about me. It was about my ability to keep up with him affected my whole family. So it was a big factor in my decision to put my wellness in the forefront of my mind and get healthier and lose the weight. So yes, there was a specific moment. When we moved to Tucker, I was low key trying to complete this home workout program in our basement. So we had this unfinished basement at the time. We finished it over the course of several months, but at the time it was unfinished. And so I had not made any promises to myself about finishing this program. It was a 20-minute workout like segment. So in fact, I refused to make a promise that I was going to finish this, because I was like, there's no way I'll get done. I'm not going to finish it. I won't do that. I'm not going to do it. Like, it won't happen. So it had already taken me months to get to where I was, and I didn't think I could do it. I just didn't think I had what was in me to do it. So Wyatt was about 20 months old at the time, and I would go downstairs every time I was working out, and I would set him up with a little toy of some kind. At the time, it was like a little castle, and he had little figures he was playing with. And I would work out next to him. It was no equipment. It was just like, me doing my cardio, and there would be a little sit-ups and some other stuff that they would do along with it. And I remember this specific workout. I think it was like I don't know, maybe there were 20 in the whole program. So this was the 20th workout. This was the last one of the program. I had not showered in 6 days, but I finished the program And I remember he's over there playing with his thing while I'm doing my sit-ups, and I finished the program. The badge came up on the screen and it says, "You have completed the program." And it was at that point I said, okay, I've got to do two things here. One, I've got to take a shower. That's number one. But two, I can do this. Like, let's freaking go. And I started making some goals. Like, I was like, I can actually complete something. I can put goals on paper and do it. I can complete goals. I can do it while my son's right here. He's not the barrier to me completing these goals anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can do this. So that was kind of my like yes moment to, he's no longer the excuse for me getting to where I need to be physically and wellness wise.
Okay. I love that. I mean, I've time and time again tried like home workouts. I love Zumba, and I'm like, oh yeah, I just need to move the table over. And I remember like my daughter being with her like play floor activity gym, you know, hitting the little things, and I'm over here doing the Zumba, and slowly like, you know, the first 5 days you're like, yeah, every day. And then slowly you're
I
like
know.
every other day. And it's like once a week, and then you forget about it.
And then it peters off. Yep.
Yeah.
I know that story. I know
Yeah.
that story.
So, and you're right, he's not the barrier. And like, say, I, when you said that, I felt the same way about like my house chores. I would, so sad. Like, my husband works 5, sometimes 6 days a week. Every other week he works 6. And I would leave the dishes sometimes, like let them overflow onto the counter until he's 12 hours a day working. And then he comes home and he has no choice but to do them, because I was so like in a postpartum like depression that I didn't want to do any of that. I'm like, no, the baby needs me. Like, I can't handle housework and her.
Right.
And that was
Right.
not the excuse. Slowly, like at 18 and 20 months, she starts putting the silverware away. And then I learn about like all the things like, oh, she can file the silverware, and she's learning different shapes and organization and like all these things, like helping with the chores. So slowly but
And
surely,
that's an activity in itself. Yeah.
exactly, she wanted to be a part
Yeah.
of it. And once she started walking, really, like we got the learning tower, and like she's cooking with me, and I'm like, okay, you know, I
Hours.
feel like after babies start crawling is when they're like really turning into a little person, you know, like the first 6 months, it's so boring. And they're like just a lump of potatoes. And you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Yeah.
It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. A lot of people love the newborn stage. I was not, I mean, I love the newborn stage for many reasons, but like, it was really hard. Like, you don't get as much feedback from them. And then once they grow into their little personalities, I think it gets easier that way, but that's just.
I feel the same way. I don't like the newborn phase. Even my son. So my daughter, she had to be on me all the time. And she came out like 7 pounds, tiny. And my son came out almost 10 pounds and was just like, I don't want to be touched. Like, I've been inside you long enough. Like, he didn't want to be in the carrier, nothing. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my God, like this newborn phase is not that hard this time, because he doesn't need to be on me all the time. And I didn't feel, and like the sleep, you know, process and the naps all became so much easier, because I did nurse him to sleep, but I didn't have to like lay there the whole time with him, like with my daughter. So I did not like the newborn phase with my daughter, but my son, he was completely opposite. He was like, all right, see, I'm doing my own thing. I was like, okay, like this is so much easier.
And they're so different. Yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys planning, now that we're on this, are you planning to have any more children or taking a break?
We don't know. Yeah, we don't know. We're kind of torn. I mean, I think we would be thrilled. We would be okay either way. So I don't know. We're kind of at a crossroads at this point. So we'll see what the future holds. Yeah.
So as moms, we always often put ourselves last. So what would a day in your life, like self-care wise, look like realistically? Like, what's your weekly plan? Like, do you plan out your whole schedule, like as far as wellness goes, for the week? Do you have a daily routine? Like, what would you have? What would you advise someone like me who does not have a workout routine or a, you know, daily vitamin or daily supplement, something that I need to better myself? Like, what's yours look like? And then what would you advise to people?
Okay. So when you sent that, I was doing general like self-care, but I didn't think about like, okay, I'll answer this in two ways. So my self-care basically looks like preschool. Balance, I mean, for us looks like the routine, which we talked about earlier. We've just discovered that is the best for our family. And socially for my son, I'm able to get all my stuff done. He's able to go interact with kids at school and come home, and then we get all our stuff done at home. But I would say from a vitamin standpoint and from like a self-care standpoint, as far as that goes, have yourself some kind of skincare situation. So whether that's one step, wash your face, very important. You don't, ideally twice a day, don't have to do it twice a day, but ideally twice a day. Try to get your protein in, try to get your movement in. You don't have to do movement 5 days a week. You can do movement 3 days a week. That would make a big difference. And movement does not have to look like a structured workout at all.
I was just about to ask you that. I was like,
not
do
at
you
all.
suggest like people
Movement can look like chasing a toddler.
Yeah.
It can look like decluttering. It can look like cleaning your house. It can look like, being outside with your kids. It can look like so many different things. And I think that's where I've gotten hung up recently is, I've tried to put movement in a box. And I think movement is so many different things, and we need to be counting movement in different ways. And also in different chunks, because I think the general guidelines is they want you to have 150 minutes of movement per week. And you can sit there and think that sounds like a whole lot. And it does. Like I'm sitting here thinking, wow, that sounds like a lot. But that doesn't mean you have to play 150 minutes of tennis a week. I mean, you can, sure. If you get 150 minutes of tennis in a week, I mean, awesome. But like, if you have a tracker, like a Fitbit or a Apple Watch, I set mine on like play mode when I'm doing like folding laundry and getting tasks done around the house. And that counts.
Okay.
That counts. Yeah.
I'm taking notes so
and you might get 10 minutes done here. Yeah, you might get 10 minutes done here, and then you might get a 10-minute walk in. And all of those things count. Do not discount any kind of movement.
Okay. So skincare, you said, and then movement, at least 150 minutes a week, which really is like what, 5 30-minute walks maybe? Is that right?
Yeah, 5 30-minute chunks. Yeah.
Of something?
Yeah. Of something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we don't have to, it doesn't have to be structured. It can be, 5 30-minute chunks.
Yeah. That's how I'm picturing it. Or like 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening.
Yeah. And that
you chop it down to like smaller numbers, it doesn't sound so scary.
Right. It doesn't sound as scary. And if you did 15 minutes of cleaning the house in the morning and then took a 15-minute walk with the family at night, there you go. That's one of your days.
Yeah. So do you have a daily skincare routine that you do? You said you suggest twice a day. Do you do something twice a day?
I do. So I use the youth line with Shackley, and I use a cleanser and a toner and a C serum. That's basically mine.
Does that
I don't try to overcomplicate it.
Yeah. Does that help you like feel refreshed, like a fresh shower, kind of resets everything? It's like, I always told my husband, like, I need to go reboot real quick. Like, let me go take a shower because I haven't had one in a couple of days. If I don't have a shower, like my mental needs to reset. Like, is that what
No.
you feel like with the skincare? Because I don't have a skincare routine. I don't really like
Yeah.
washing my face, but like now that I'm getting older, my skin is aging and I'm noticing different, spots coming up and all the things and wrinkles and all the stuff.
Yeah.
So I would love to get into something more routine and like, do you just do it like when you first wake up and like before bed?
Yeah, I try to do it before I go to the preschool carpool line. And it's even if I don't get a full shower in, I try to just wash my face and then put the C serum on. Gives me a little bit of a glow, and then the moisture has a SPF in it, so it protects from the sun throughout the day, which is important for us that have fair skin because you'll be at the dermatologist. We don't want skin cancer, and
Yeah.
it can happen all the time.
Yeah.
You gotta be wearing an SPF. Should
Yeah.
be wearing it earlier than, teens and 20s, but definitely should be wearing it now. So,
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like I had Tucker Day a couple weeks ago and I got
yeah.
sunburned so bad and I was like, "Oh my God, my face is gonna
Oh, no.
peel," like, and then I need to like hide from the sun for a little bit with a hat because I don't want to
Yeah.
get more sun on the sunburn, all the things. I didn't even think
No.
about it. I'm like, "Oh, I'll be under my tent the whole time." And of course not. I'm talking to people and
You're
going out of the
moving. Yeah, I know.
yeah. So
Yeah, I just feel more like myself when I do that. I have more of a glow, and then at night I'll do it to kind of wind down. It just makes me feel kind of calmer, and I feel like I wash my face off and go, even if I haven't worn makeup that day at all, which typically I don't, and I just go to bed just feeling more refreshed and calmer.
yeah, especially like with the summer and the sweat, like I
Mm-hmm.
just want like all of that gunk washed off.
Yes.
I don't want to feel the sweat and I don't want to get in my bed and like rub all on my pillow, with all this stuff. I will admit though, I have gone to bed way more times than I want to admit with
Sure.
but
Sure.
it's
Sure.
just, you're tired from a long day. So I would love to like get into a routine that's like,
Yes.
okay, even if it's just one thing to start, like
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be 5, 6 steps,
No.
whatever.
No.
So let's talk about how your wellness journey eventually led you into helping all these other women and what the company is that you work for and all the things. Let's get into that now.
Okay, so I'm 2 years in, so it has not been linear by any means. And I will say, obesity is a complex disease. Gaining 100 pounds, whether it's postpartum or in general, that's a lot. So, I started with the at-home workouts. I used to use Body before they kind of blew up is the wrong thing, but like before they went kind of crazy. And then I started with the tennis team when I moved to Tucker, which has been a really, really big part of my exercise. I joined Winding Vista, and so go Winding Vista. Our tennis team is really cool. And I have these so through the Shackley business, we do group fitness accountability groups on Facebook. So you have um each month we put on a Facebook group that basically is your accountability group for the month. So there would be a daily check-in, and it'll just check in with your fitness, your protein count, your fiber count, and then maybe a fun thing about self-care or mindset or um, a silly selfie with you and your kids or just something fun, just connect with other moms that are doing the same thing. So that's been a really important part with keeping me on track. And I do it with other moms that are in the same journey as me. So that's been a really good thing.
So it's like a daily, like, hey, I'm still doing this kind of check-in. Like they have to comment and post. and that lets you know that they're still on their right journey, not just like they're joining the group and being there. They actually have to like engage with the content to let you know what I'm doing.
Yeah. So like it kind of goes both ways. So like I participate in it, but we also run it. So I participate as a contestant, I guess you'd say. There are prizes at the end of the month. And then I have customers that buy in, and then they get to be part of the group as a contestant as well.
Okay.
So the accountability part is kind of like their buy-in, part of their buy-in for buying Shackley product, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So they get to be part of this accountability group for the month. They get all the check-ins, they get meal plans, they get the one-on-one calls, they get all of the like different perks of the group. And there are like prizes we've given out, an Aura ring, we've given out different kind of wellness related prizes depending on the different groups. But that's kind of the general theme each month.
Okay. And what would you say, what do you love most about like helping these women? How do you find these women? Like you said in a message to me beforehand that you like have done in-person sales. Like where could someone find out more about this with you and come see you? Like do you meet up with people?
Yeah. So I generally I have done a few vendor events. So I have done a vendor event in Stone Mountain, and I have done a vendor event in Douglasville. But generally this is just word of mouth at this point. These are moms that I know and moms that I have met that are on health journeys. So I have advertised through the Mother Tucker group and through the Decatur Moms group, Facebook Marketplace, and different kind of avenues that like that. And I have business cards, all of those things. And basically, how you get set up with me is you would, we would talk about your goals, whether it be non-toxic skincare, vitamins, makeup, cleaning supplies. You know, Shackley has a ton of stuff. It's not just weight management, but it could be. Collagen, protein, keto vitamins. There's something like literally for everyone in your family. Depending on what your goals are, we would set kind of a plan for your budget and then what you would want to accomplish in the next month. So you'd set like a monthly goal, and then you would buy your product, and then you would say whether you want to be in the fitness group or not. If that was part of your goal, you would get to be in the Facebook accountability group, which is really cool. In my opinion, that's kind of my favorite part, is to be in the accountability group. But I meet my moms wherever they are. Most of my current customers are either family or friends or local Tucker moms. I have a few that I have met through Facebook, and yeah, it's been a really rewarding journey so far.
Okay. So they can find you online. And do you have like a separate Instagram account or like Facebook page, or they can just reach out to you personally?
My personal Instagram is kind of my business Instagram too. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And for people who are listening, what's your Instagram handle?
It is Anna Wood, but there's a dot between the A and the N.
Okay.
It's that.
And then I'll be sure everybody who's listening to tag her as well, of course. But I don't know why I didn't think to ask you that beforehand. And then,
we'll get it.
Yeah. So you said Shackley has all these things, or Shackley, sorry, I keep calling it Shackley, but Shackley has all these things. So you don't necessarily have to like sign up for everything, and you can pick like kind of what you want to do. Is there a separate like website where everybody could see all of these different options, or you kind of just meet with them first and go over everything, or both?
So yes, there is a website, and I generally like to meet, like either have a Zoom call or a FaceTime with you to figure out what your goals are before unloading a bunch of like product on you, right? First, like I want to hear from you what your goals are and where you are and what your pain points are before I'm just throwing stuff at you. Like that's not how I like to operate.
Yeah.
So I want to hear your story. I want to hear what you want to accomplish. So that's kind of how I typically start a conversation. And then if I have something that can help, then we start the journey there. So that's how I love to operate.
I feel like you're one of those types of people that like, even if someone did not need the Shackley resources that you offer, like you're still going to be there for them, and like they can reach out to you anytime, and like you might be able to help them mentally somewhere else that these products might not need. Like I feel like you're that type of person.
And I feel like also, yeah, along those lines, like it may be a not yet too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you may not need them now, or you may not need them ever, but it may be a like down the road. Like my door is always open.
Yeah.
So
and it's good to know like the options that are there, like even to have that initial conversation with you and know what's out there. And then some people like me with my skin, I'm kind of nervous to like try something without like it breaking out or being weird, because I've never like really put big like products on my face or anything. I just kind of do your basic, face wash stuff and never anything else. So it's nice to know like that even if you had those conversations, like you're not going to pressure anybody to like do anything. You're just going to kind of like put all the knowledge out there. And yeah. So what encouragement would you give to another mom who's currently struggling postpartum or feeling disconnected right now with herself? Like, what would you say to someone who you've been there? Like, that's what this whole episode is about. Like, you've been there, you can make it on the other side. Like, what's some encouragement someone who's listening right now might need?
These last two might have been my two favorite. All right. Find 5 or 10 minutes, a pocket of time in your day when you can get a shower in. Okay. Whether that's before work, before your partner leaves for work, whatever, at the end of the day, while your kids are watching TV, whatever the point in time is where you can find a pocket of 5 or 10 minutes where you can take a shower by yourself. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. Not with a kid, by yourself. Okay, when you are in the shower, sorry, this is heating up. When you are in the shower, wave a magic wand over your mom life, okay? Imaginary magic wand. Think about your mom life, your days, your health, your mood, okay? What's one small change you can make that would make you feel more connected to yourself, really? Start there. Is it texting a close friend, like we talked about, like sending an update picture, or venting to a close friend, sending a proof of life picture? Is it getting a sitter for 2 hours so you can go to Aldi by yourself and do your grocery shopping? Is it hiring a mother's helper for 2 to 3 hours a week, a month? Think like a middle schooler on summer break to clean or do laundry or watch your kids so you can clean or do laundry. So you can think to get that done. Is it plopping your little one in a stroller and walking around the block to meet another Tucker mom for coffee? I mean, all of those things, little actions can really add up when you're in the thick of it. So I think if you can think of one small change you can make in your day, in your week, that those little things would add up and make it a little bit more palatable.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I heard something the other day, just what you were saying just made me think about it. Um, like you have all these people in your village, and they always say it takes a
Mm-hmm.
village, but you also have to be like part of the village to
I love that.
reciprocate, like to, you got to put the effort out there also. It's not just going to be like everybody constantly, they are checking in on you, but you need to let them know the truth of how you're feeling and what you're going through. And you've got to be a villager also. Someone said that in another podcast, and it just like stuck
Love
in my
that.
head. I was like, oh my God, I've got to say that on mine. Like another mom podcast I was listening to was like, there's a village, it's out there, but you have to be a villager also, like participating in it to get all of
That's so
these
true.
people coming back to you. I mean, eventually they're going to stop checking in on you, you know, if you don't participate and you don't try to make those friendships, you don't reach out to people who are trying to reach out to you. So I think that's
There's
exactly what
also
you just said.
strength, like, even if you helped someone else, like I forgot to mention this. Like, I was in a grocery store, or maybe it was Target one time, and I was juggling 50 different things, and then Wyatt was acting a fool in the store, and this mom came up to me and she said, she didn't say much, but she was basically something to the effect of like, "Hey, I've been there. You're doing a really great job." And I remember it was just like blew my mind, like how much that little comment meant to me in that moment. It was like my world was melting, but like the fact that she said, "Hey, solidarity. Like, I've been there. That this sucks, but like you're doing a really great job." So
Yeah.
you can be that little moment, that little comment. Those little things mean a lot to other moms too. So like maybe you don't know, she could be at the brink of like a breakdown. Maybe that little
Mhm.
comment means the world to another mom. So pay it forward too.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, I've had that happen to me like once or twice before where other people have made comments,
Mhm.
and it's always like it feels awkward in the moment and it shouldn't. And people need to like make that more of a regular thing. Like you said, you can be that lift that someone needs that day to like
Be
push
the
them
villager.
forward. Yeah.
Mhm.
I forgot to even ask you too, like how did you even get involved in Shackley, and like is this like extra income for your home and your family, or like is this like dependable stuff that you need right now? Like is that why it is going to school? Like how did you even get involved, and could someone else get involved after talking to you?
So all of the above. I originally got involved because of the accountability groups. So I met Taylor, my friend Taylor, through the fitness group. And she was with Shackley. And I said, I need another mom showing me how to do this fitness thing that isn't afraid to do it herself. Um, so basically, she was my role model in this weight loss journey. Um, so she had used Life Shake, which is one of the protein shakes at Shackley, and the gut drink, the good gut and go, which is like the gut health drink that Shackley offers. And I was on this health journey, and I said, "Look, I've got to try this. Like, I'm on a health journey too. Sign me up. Like, I've got to try this." So I began noticing specific changes in my, like, how my clothes were fitting. Not big changes on the scale yet, but just like how my clothes were fitting, and like my confidence was growing. I was getting social interaction with all of these moms online, um, in this virtual group. And we were all working out together online, and it was just like the community was just really good. And so I took a chance. I really did. I took a chance on this and I said, this Shackley is really aligned with where I want to go with both the balance in my world, my motherhood, and the wellness journey that I'm on right now. So I took a chance. I said, you know what? I wasn't really looking to start a business per se, but like, why not?
Yeah.
So here I am. And yes, the short answer is yes. If this resonates, if you are on a health journey and want to do these accountability groups, I would definitely start there. If you're a mom on a health journey, that is where you start. And if Shackley is the right fit for you, we will go down that road. And if it turns out to be the right fit, I have been on a retreat with these Shackley girls. I earned a all expenses paid retreat to Miramar Beach, Florida in March. And it was wild. It was the best trip. And I learned a whole lot of like professional marketing skills. It was a once in a lifetime kind of thing. I never thought I'd be there, but it was very cool.
That is
Very
so cool. I think when you
Yeah.
become a mom and you're trying to
Mhm.
find different ways to like help the family and help the household and, financially, you're learning all these new skills that you didn't even know about, like a podcast. I had no idea I would ever be doing this,
Yes.
finding out all these different things, and you're learning these new skills and you're investing in yourself. And it's different than like you go to school, you get the degree, and then you go, hope that you get a job somewhere. Like this, you're teaching yourself and you're trying to like, I don't know, better yourself, like soak in all the knowledge. Like you said, you learned so many marketing skills at that. Like that's
But
so
this is the
inspiring.
twists and turns, the
Yeah.
good stuff in life, like the people you meet along the way, like that you didn't intend to meet. Like if I hadn't started a business, like I wouldn't have met you along the
Yeah,
way. Like
exactly.
there's no way. Like, so
Yeah.
yeah. I mean,
And
just the
like,
twists and turns of life.
yes, and you're showing your son, like, hey, you can be a parent and a working mom
Mm-hmm.
too. And you're showing him like entrepreneurship and like how to balance the two
Mm-hmm.
things and the importance of, putting him first, but also myself is going to come first sometimes too. All the things. Like you're being such a great role model to him as well. All the things. So, what's something that you hope your son grows up remembering about the kind of mom that you were?
Okay. How important health is. And I don't just mean like a number on the scale. Like, I don't just mean mommy was bigger in this picture than she is in this picture. I mean, mental health, physical health, all of it is important. Being outside is important. Moving our body is fun, and we can do it in different ways. And I want him to know that, like, it's encouraged to share how we feel and that that we should be allowed to do that in our setting. And like I hope that if he grows up one day and watches this podcast that he's like, yeah, my mom shared about a really dark time in her life
Yeah.
and like she shared about it openly and wasn't afraid to share how she felt. And I just hope that he takes that with him and shares that. That's what I hope.
I hope so too. And I hope that like us raising little boys,
Mm-hmm.
they I always say this podcast, even if I have 50, 60 listeners, that's kind of my average right now weekly. And I've got 100 and I think last time I checked it was 129 subscribers, like across all the platforms that I do this on. But like the average weekly is like,
Yeah.
and I was like, even if I have, when I first started, I'm like, even if I have 10 listeners and it's my family, like this is my diary to my kids. And I
Yes.
hope that like my son being a boy, not only my daughter too, but like he learns about all these struggles that women go through and motherhood, and he can be that support for a wife one day or a partner or whatever, you know, like a parenting diary journal right here, like all the struggles. And like you said, he can look back on this episode, your son, and be like, wow, my mom did that. And like she was only barely 2 years into this business, and now look where she's taken it, you know, 20 years later, if that's the case, you know.
God willing, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so everyone, if you're listening, Shackley has all these things, and Anna has just been so kind and so sweet. Like even before this podcast, you guys, we were messaging back and forth, and she reminds me, like, I could be your friend outside of this, and we will be. Like, we're gonna totally meet up because our kids are the same age. My daughter's a little wild and will probably wrestle your son, but you know, he could take it. He'll be fine.
He'll be good.
I just want you guys to know that Anna has been so kind and open and relatable, and you can reach out to her at any time, even if it's not about Shackley. Like, she will tell you all the things you need to know about your wellness journey and how to get started in the right pathway. So I really appreciate you being on today, but I do have a couple of last minute that I did not send to you, flash questions. So what is your coffee order? Like, are you a daily coffee drinker?
So this is a really good question, and I'm probably gonna get some flack for this because my husband actually makes my iced coffee every morning, which is super bougie. We have an espresso maker, and like literally we talked about supportive partners. He makes my espresso iced coffee every morning.
Gosh, that is so nice.
It is very sweet. When I go out somewhere, when I go to Corner Cup, I get an iced Vermont. When I go to Starbucks, gosh, it's been so long since I've been to Starbucks, since I don't have to. Probably like an iced protein latte situation. Sometimes I'll get sugar-free. But yeah, that was a good question. Kind of a trick question.
Yeah. I told someone else on a previous episode, I am not like a big coffee drinker. I love coffee, but because I was really crazy in another episode, I told this story. I was really crazy with my firstborn, like with the caffeine intake, that I did not have any coffee. I was like even limiting myself on like chocolate because chocolate has caffeine. Like I was crazy, like first time mom, you know, like crazy. When I started having coffee again, it literally keeps me up like all night, and my mind races. I cannot relax because I was off of it for so long. Like even the whole nursing journey with my first 16 months, no caffeine. And then when I started slowly doing it again, it was like, it's a drug, you know, like you're addicted, and it's if you're not used to it. So it kept me up. So I don't drink coffee very much, but I do drink Dr. Pepper every single day. That is my quote unquote coffee order. So currently I have a couple more. Yeah. A couple more little flash questions for you. What is your son's favorite survival snack? Like, what is he obsessed with right now?
He really trying to choose. I'm going to say, this is boring, but I'm going to say an apple with peanut butter. He wants it cut up, and he wants the peanut butter with it, the dip.
Okay.
So like, I mean, it's boring, but like it gets the job done. He really just loves an apple with peanut butter.
Hey, but that is so like, you know, protein and healthy, and there you go. Boom.
Protein,
Yeah.
Yeah. It works.
My daughter is obsessed with fruit snacks. She could hear the crinkle getting it ready for the diaper bag, and she's like, "Can I have one? Oh my god!" Crack
gummies,
dude. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he does like gummies too, but yeah.
What is one toddler phase that you are currently surviving right now? Like, have you been through the potty training phase? Oh my God.
We're in it. We are still in it. Yeah. Ugh. I'm not even gonna pick that one because we're still in it. I'll pick a different one just to make it a little harder. He's in this phase where he wants to choose the music in the car, but like
Okay.
he wants to listen to like these hunts. Okay, just bear with me.
Okay.
So like we're talking about I'm going on a bear hunt or I'm going on a dragon hunt or whatever. So like there are a massive amounts of these hunts on
YouTube.
Spotify, YouTube, wherever. So like his favorite right now is probably I'm going on a shark hunt.
Oh,
And you can look these up and he'll specify I want to listen to shark hunt or I want to listen to zombie hunt or there's like circle hunt or taco hunt or whatever, and he'll like rattle off which ones he wants to listen to. And I guess I could say like, no, we're not, we're gonna listen to mommy's music, but it's kind of cute. I entertain it, so I'll listen to zombie hunt and skeleton hunt, and it's fascinating to me that he can listen to these little hunts on. I don't know, it's silly, but
no, I
it's
like
funny.
it. And then later you're like up at night at 11 p.m. like, we're going on a dragon hunt.
Yes, they're all in my head, and then some of them are in Spanish, and like so we're singing them like all day long, my husband and I, and then it's a thing. So
My daughter's the
hunt's
opposite.
like,
She wants like a silent car ride because she likes to talk the whole time.
oh,
And if the music is playing, she cannot hear us talking. And I'm like, sometimes I just don't want to talk. I just want to like listen to music and have a silent car ride.
listen to music.
No.
Yeah.
All right.
She's gotta be heard.
Last question. I know I put you on the spot for these last couple, but I always like to do a couple for everybody that you don't prepare for. So what is your favorite local Tucker spot that you love? Like, it doesn't have to be kid friendly. It can be like date night. Like, what's something, a park, like your favorite, what's your go-to that you guys love so much?
So our recent go-to has been a place called Me Taco. I don't know if you've heard of it, but we also like the taco shop up there by, it's off Shamley Tucker and
Britt Road.
Yes.
I
the
live
taco shop.
exactly where I live, so.
Yes. So the taco shop is really good, but the one across the street by the Walmart is called Me Taco.
Okay.
And that one is actually our favorite. So you can get in and out with 2 adults and 1 kid for about $22, and it's amazing. I have enough food for 2, like that meal and then next day's lunch. And then Wyatt gets chicken fingers, and they always have like Shrek playing on the TV in there, which satisfies him quite a bit.
Yeah.
And it's just like our favorite little outing. Like we usually do it on like a Monday night or something random. But Me Taco has been our new favorite thing.
I will have to try that because there's like the dentist place right there, the liquor store. We go to that Walmart market all the time. Like I live right there at the intersection where Heritage Golf Course is. Everybody on the podcast, that's where I live.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoops.
But that came recommended on the Tucker page. But yeah, Me Taco. Okay. That's where we. Mm-hmm.
I will have
Learn
to try that
every day.
Yeah. Do they have cheese dip over there?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. I am like a cheese dip snob. Like I have to have cheese dip whenever I have like Mexican food.
It's not your typical like American Mexican food, but like it's good. It's really good.
Okay. But I like that too. I like traditional Mexican. So
yes. It's really good.
Great. Well, guys, if you have any questions, like please reach out to Anna, and She will be so happy to like talk to you guys, guide you in whatever path you're on, whether that's wellness, whether that's postpartum, depression, anxiety, all the things. Like, I'm so glad that you shared your story with us. I really appreciate that. It really was mind opening to me, like how many people are scared to admit that they went through something. Like, after I put that Facebook post out and it had over 500 views and only 2 people had reached out to me, I was kind of like, oh my God, like this needs to be talked about more so more people know about it and they're not, alone feeling, which can feel, we talked about it, so isolating. So, do you have any fun questions for me?
I have 2.
Okay.
Okay. Absolute favorite playground in the Atlanta area and why?
Okay. Absolute favorite. I have like 3 that come to my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So the closest like to Tucker area that I love so much, besides like the green space, we've been going like every single day, but like playgrounds, Brook Run Park has, if you haven't been there, they have like a water creek that's on right now. They have like 7 different playgrounds like in one area, and you can see all of the playgrounds around each other. Like, you don't have to move to different parts of the park. And then I don't know if you've been there, but like all of the playgrounds kind of gradually grow with the ages. So there's like a baby crawling playground, then like a toddler walking, like a middle kind of elementary school age playground. Then there's like some big playgrounds that the big kids like can do the monkey bars and the ropes course and like all these different things. And then there's like a water creek right there that like the kids are encouraged to play in. And it's like 2 inches of water on these big stones. It's actually really cool. I actually have a video coming this week on a review for it on my Instagram. So you can look for that and you guys can go check it out. And then they have their farmers market, I think, is every Saturday. It's only 15 minutes from my house, so it's pretty close to Tucker. It's in Dunwoody, and they have a skate park there that's really cool. They have like a zip lining ropes course kind of like tucked in a different area of the park. And then the walking path. Like, if you ever want to meet up and like let the kids play and then do like a walk for us, I'd totally be down. The walking trail is so beautiful. It actually connects to another park called Pernicial Park. And yeah, so that is probably our favorite, just because like there's so many different playgrounds and you can sit and see from all the areas, and it's kind of contained, not fenced in, but it is contained. That's probably my favorite.
That's a lot to offer. Yeah, that's really good. All right. What's the most rewarding part for you about hosting podcasts with other moms?
Ooh, good question. I think just making these connections to like, I'm an admin on the Mother Tuckers group, and like when I see other moms posting questions or like going through something, I have these resources getting to know you guys to share with them when they're going through something. Like, I want to be that community kind of building for moms and make them like able to have it all kind of in one place. So I think like sharing y'all's businesses and growing the community, like motherhood's hard enough, like we don't have to do this by ourselves. So I think that's the most rewarding, like getting all the information from you guys to then relinquish it into the world.
I love that.
Yeah, thank you so much for being on here, Anna. It was really nice to meet you. And I'm serious, I'm going to message you about Brook Run. Like, we're going to figure out when you're
really
available.
good idea.
I will be out of town next week, but after that, it's a really fun walk and it's just so peaceful. And then the kids can like get out their energy too. And we're morning people, so if you are a morning person, we will be into that. Okay, cool. Yeah, so like I said, guys, I really appreciate her being on here. It's so nice to talk to someone who has been through some of this, like a lot of us who might not be ready to admit it or willing to share their stories, but you're thinking in the back of your head, like, oh yeah, I can relate to that. Oh, yep, I've been there. Yep, I definitely went 7 days without a shower and I stunk. Like, all of these things. I really appreciate Anna sharing her story with us. And like I said, I will be tagging her in all of this on social media. And this podcast, if it resonated with you guys and it relates, please share this with another mom who might be going through this. This podcast is available on YouTube. You can see our faces live. Spotify, Amazon, and Apple Music. You can catch us on all of that. And like I always say at the end of my podcast, guys, from two Tuckered Mamas to another one, we'll see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much, Anna. I appreciate it.